Pokémon Go players will soon be able to start hunting for an all-new legendary creature, it would seem. Over on the mobile game's dedicated blog, developer Niantic confirms that an ongoing 3-part event, Ultra Unlock, is scheduled to conclude next month with a surprise. In addition to teaching us all what the most annoying sound in the world actually sounds like, 1994's Dumb and Dumber featured a small, but memorable, cast of characters. Featured in the legendary comedy, which has graced us with a nearly inconceivable amount of comedic reference material, were stand-up big shots, distinguished actors, an MTV VJ, and even a Hall of Fame hockey player. With the 90s well and truly over, here's what the cast of the original Dumb and Dumber looks like now, as well as what they're up to these days. Jim Carrey. Lloyd Christmas, the first and perhaps more famous half of the idiotic duo. Jim Carrey's portrayal of Lloyd Christmas in Dumb and Dumber was one of the actor's breakout roles, alongside Ace Ventura, Pet Detective and The Mask, all of which were released in 1994. As of writing, the first chapter in this saga, Part 1, Time, is now live and tasks trainers with seeking out 5-star raids to battle the fearsome Dialga. This is accompanied by increased spawn rates for Pokemon originally found in the Sinnoh region such as Cranidos and Shieldon. Carrey not only helped make Dumb and Dumber a huge commercial success with his outrageous personality, but he also cemented his position in Hollywood's spotlight with his role as the gap-toothed bowl-cut sporting moron. After 1994, Carrey landed a starring role as the Riddler in Batman Forever, before reprising his role as the title character in Ace Ventura. When Nature Calls, which both made bank and was loved by fans, despite receiving a less than stellar critical reception. As is typical for these types of events, shiny variants for both have a chance of showing up between now and August 3rd. The following week will mark the commencement of Part 2, Space, which follows a largely identical format, only with a different batch of pocket monsters to catch. Palkia will replace Dialga in 5-star raids while Heatmore and Durant will become considerably more common out in the wild. This stage of the limited-time affair will come to a close on August 17th, with the third and final installment due to kick off on August 20th. What this will entail, however, we don't know, as Niantic is being deliberately coy with the details, even going so far as to refrain from revealing what will replace Palkia in endgame content. Afterwards, Carrey starred in the dark and strange comedy The Cable Guy, before starring in Liar Liar. The actor finally received some serious hardware for his work in The Truman Show and Man on the Moon, both of which scored him Golden Globes for Best Actor. Chances are that whatever hides behind the curtain is yet another legendary waiting to be mercilessly clocked around the head with Pokeballs, but what? Based on its appearance during this year's Go Fest, many believe the mystery, Mon to be Hoopa, which, up until now, has been unobtainable in-game. The psychic, ghost type was first introduced in General Vis X and Y and is considered to be of mythical rarity, one step above legendary tier. Should these assumptions prove true, Pokémon Go players should start stocking up on supplies now, as they'll only have until August 31st to get their hands on the lucrative catch. Fans of the outgoing star also know him as the Grinch from How the Grinch Stole Christmas, as well as from Bruce Almighty, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Fun with Dick and Jane, Horton Hears a Who, and A Christmas Carol. These days, in addition to be an integral part of Showtime's I'm Dying Up Here, the famous comedian is set to face trial in April 2018 for the death of his girlfriend, Jeff Daniels. Harry Dunn comprising the other half of the Stupid Super duo. Jeff Daniels plays the shaggy-haired driver of the Mutts Cuts van in comedy classic Dumb and Dumber, though that's by no means his only claim to fame. An accomplished film and stage actor, Daniels received Golden Globe nominations for his work in The Purple Rose of Cairo, Something Wild, The Squid and the Whale, and The Newsroom, the last of which also landed him various other nominations, on top of a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series. He has acted in a whole slew of noteworthy films, including Arachnophobia, Gettysburg, Speed, 101 Dalmatians, Pleasantville, The Hours, Good Night, and Good Luck, Looper, Steve Jobs, and The Martian, and founded the Purple Rose Theatre Company, which is largely dedicated to developing new plays based on life in the Great Lakes Basin. Fans of the versatile actor can see Daniels alongside Alec Baldwin in the 9/11 series The Looming Tower, which is based off the Pulitzer Prize-winning exposé by American author Lawrence Wright, and will run for 10 episodes.
Daniels is set to play John O'Neill, a counterterrorism expert and the World Trade Center's head of security, who, it is believed, knew Osama bin Laden posed a significant threat. Lauren Holly. Mary Swanson, born in Pennsylvania and raised in New York, Lauren Holly moved on to an acting career after earning an English degree from Sarah Lawrence College. Her first acting gig came when she appeared in a couple episodes of Hill Street Blues, before joining the cast of All My Children for a few years. Her breakthrough came, however, when she landed a starring role on Picket Fences, 2 years before playing Lloyd's love interest in Dumb and Dumber. Before she was Mary Swanson, however, the actress played Linda Lee, the wife of Bruce Lee, in Dragon: The Bruce Lee Story, which served as his first significant film role. Holly doesn't really have many awards to brag about, other than a MTV Movie Award for Best Kiss, awarded for her extreme mouth-to-mouth action with Dumb and Dumber-led Jim Carrey. The actress did win, however, a Best Ensemble Award from the Canadian Filmmakers Festival in 2016, for How to Plan an Orgy in a Small Town. These days, Holly can be seen in kickstarted kids' murder grown-ups horror film Dead Shack, as well as Ultra Low, an independent feature film examining the difficulties of breaking into the Hollywood film industry, which has been described as something of a cross between Clerks and Entourage. Mike Starr. Joe Mentalino, standing well over 6 feet tall and presumably weighing in at 250 pounds. Give or take. Native New Yorker Mike Starr is no stranger to playing the thug. In addition to his role as Joe Mentalino, the tough guy tracking down Dumb and Dumber's title morons, Starr notably played the crooked security guard who helps the wise guys pull off the heist of the century in Goodfellas. The big actor was also featured in such famous films as The Bodyguard, Ed Wood, Miller's Crossing, Jersey Girl, and The Ice Harvest, and has appeared on a whole slew of television shows, including Hawaii Five-0, Law & Order, Frasier, Third Rock from the Sun, Home Improvement, Scrubs, NCIS, The Office, Glee, and Bones, just to name a few. He's even appeared in an episode of Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, proving he can fit in just about anywhere. Starr is currently involved in a multitude of projects, including First Jerk on Mars, Mortician love affair film Making a Killing, and midlife rock and roll crisis movie Offstage Elements. Don't expect to stop seeing the big guy anytime soon. Karen Duffy, J.P. Shea, a native New Yorker like her Dumb and Dumber partner in crime, Mike Starr. Karen Duffy isn't really known for her big screen roles. Rather, most people who are old enough to remember most likely recognize her as Duff, one of MTV's VJs, back when that was a thing in the 1990s. She also modeled for Revlon during that same time. Outside of her role as J.P. Shea in Dumb and Dumber, Duffy doesn't have too many acting credits to her name. She worked as a correspondent on controversial filmmaker Michael Moore's television shows TV Nation and The Awful Truth, hosted TLC's House of Tiny Terrors, and helped make emergency preparedness videos for NYC TV. Early in her career, Duffy was diagnosed with sarcoidosis, a rare disease that left the actress partially paralyzed. Not to be deterred, Duffy wrote a humorous autobiography in 2000, called Model Patient: My Life as an Incurable Wise Ass, in which she details how she refused to let the life-threatening disease ruin her life. These days, Duffy doesn't do much acting, but fans can follow her on Twitter, where she describes herself as an MTV VJ from the Cretaceous era, writer, pain and wellness advocate, former Coney Island mermaid queen, and bibliotherapist. Cam Neely. Seabass. Everyone who's ever seen Dumb and Dumber knows Seabass, the notorious trucker who hacks a loogie into Harry's sandwich. What most people don't know, however, is that the hulking brute isn't really an actor. Rather, he's a Hall of Fame hockey player and the current owner of the Boston Bruins. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Drafted 9th overall by the Vancouver Canucks in 1983, the right winger enjoyed a fairly storied NHL career, especially after being traded to the Boston Bruins, the team he now owns. Including his 2 years at the WHL's Portland Winter Hawks, Neely played in 726 games, netted 395 goals and racked up one shy of 300 assists, for a total of 694 points. He also played in 93 playoff games, scoring 57 and assisting 32. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2005. In addition to playing Seabass in Dumb and Dumber, Me, Myself and Irene, and Dumb and Dumber 2, Neely also appeared in Rescue Me, Beverly Hills 90210, and The Outsiders, proving there's more to this Hall of Famer's repertoire than simply slap shots and being fast on his skates. Victoria Rowell. Beth Jordan. Though Victoria Rowell has appeared in Dumb and Dumber, Barb Wire, Eve's Bayou, and starred next to Eddie Murphy in The Distinguished Gentleman, The actress is undoubtedly most widely known as the young and the restless Drusilla Winters, maintaining a primary spot on the famous soap opera for nearly 2 decades, and winning 11 NAACP awards in the process. Those who aren't fans of the Guiding Light competitor might know her from Diagnosis: Murder, where she played Amanda Bentley Livingston. Otherwise, the rest of her small screen career is largely made up of cameo appearances on other famous shows, including As the World Turns, The Cosby Show, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Law & Order: Special Victims Unit. Recently, Rowell settled a lawsuit against Sony Pictures and the producer of Days of Our Lives, after claiming she was not hired based on her outspoken support and advocacy for African American rights, though sources say the settlement didn't exactly work in her favor, with there being little to no chance of her winning the court battle. Harland Williams. State trooper. Though not the most famous comedian on the cast of Dumb and Dumber, Harland Williams undoubtedly holds down claim to second place. In addition to playing the urine-drinking state trooper who gives Harry and Lloyd a hard time, Williams has starred in a whole slew of comedies, including Down Periscope, Rocketman, Freddie Got Fingered, Half-Baked, Sorority Boys, and Employee of the Month. The actor is also an accomplished stand-up comedian, having appeared on late-night TV shows, HBO, and Comedy Central, and is well known for his improvisational skills. Williams also has an extremely recognizable voice, and has provided his vocal talents to Robot Chicken, The High Fructose Adventures of Annoying Orange, Sausage Party, and Skylanders Academy. These days, he voices Bob in Puppy Dog Pals, a children's show he created, and maintains an active Twitter presence. Charles Rocket. Nicholas Andre, known also as Charlie Hamburger and Charlie Kennedy, Charles Rocket played the bad guy in Dumb and Dumber, which is easily one of the actor's most notable roles. Rocket is most widely known for his place on famous sketch comedy show Saturday Night Live's 1980–1981 cast, where he anchored Weekend Update, and appeared in more sketches than most of that season's cast. His most notable characters include Phil Lively, a charismatic game show host who always remained in character, even in his own home. He also played a roaming reporter on the streets of New York City, who investigated such important matters as Nancy Reagan's personal nuclear reactor and taste for home decor. Additionally, he was a strong impersonator, mimicking such notable figures as Ronald Reagan, David Rockefeller, and Prince Charles. However, like all great SNL cast members, Rocket was ultimately fired, due, in large part, to a controversial JFK assassination sketch, dropping an impromptu F-bomb on live television, low ratings, and the replacement of producer Gene Doumanian with Dick Ebersol. After SNL, Rocket made cameo appearances on a whole slew of television shows, and also appeared in various films up through the early 2000s. The actor was found dead in a field near his home on October 7, 2005, with medical examiners ruling his death a suicide.